guys, how you doing? Happy and blessed day. I hope everybody is doing well. It is the evening time. As you can see, the PJs is on. I'm getting ready to head to bed soon. It's only actually 6:23, but I was like, I want to do a skincare routine because I haven't done a skincare routine since my last video. So anyways, guys, in this video, I am going to be continuing with my story time video or my story time series. And I'm going to be basically talking about situation with my ex. As I've mentioned before, a lot happened during that time in my life. I wanted to give myself a little bit of time before I actually, how can I say? I've really been thinking about why I made the decision to stay, you know, and I wanted to just give myself some breathing room, I guess you could say, from the last video. But in this video, I want to talk about something that I have found out with my ex. And I'm sorry that I closed my eyes because that's just my way in processing. But something that happened at the time that I was dating him and basically finding out that he was married and how I found out and how I dealt with that situation and everything. But as I mentioned before, we're going to do some skincare as well too. I'm going to get into the story time in a minute. I'm going to be using the same products for my skincare. We're going to be using our cleanser here from the dollar store. So the Bowlery cleanser that treated me well last time. So we're going to use that again. And then the Bowlery, this is the facial toner. We're going to be using that. I have here some Heritage Store. This is some rose water. I'm going to be using that today as well too. We have lip balm, of course. I'm going to be putting a mask on and then moisturizing with my sunflower seed oil. I don't have that much makeup on and my skin has been doing relatively well. I have a couple of red spots. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been having a little bit wine this week. So my face does show that, but I've been laying off of it. I'm drinking my sparkling water and everything, my LaCroix sparkling water, and laying off of the wine. But you know, it's the holidays and everything, so I wanted some wine. So let me go ahead and clean my face, and then I'll be back so we can start the story time. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go in and then I'm going to use our facial toner and then I am going to put the mask on. So let me go ahead and start from the beginning because I know I probably shocked you guys in regards into how I started that intro. So anyways, one day my ex contacts me. He's pretty upset and he tells me that his son got into an accident. And I'm like, what? You know, that's crazy. I said, is he okay? Now, the son used to go to a daycare literally like right down the block from where we had lived. I was like, is he okay? And he was like, he's in the hospital. I'm going to be putting this gel mask on, guys. This is the Freeman Natural Skincare. This is the relaxing gel mask. It's lavender oil, nourishes essential oils, calm, no parabens. I want to say I don't want to mess up that word. PHTHALATES. sulfates, and mineral oil, dermatologist tested, suitable for sensitive skin. So I'm going to be using that and putting that on my face. So I'm home at this point, obviously concerned about, you know, the little boy, because I'm like, you know, is he okay? Was he with his mother? Is she okay? You know, the rest of these, you know, just things just running through my head. I'm trying to get this open, but this is really not very easy to open. I mean, obviously it's skincare, but just trying to get a little gauge so that I can stick this brush inside to put on this thing on my face. Okay, I think I got it. I definitely needed the scissors for this, but I'm being lazy and I don't want to get up. It smells good though. All right, it has like this purplish color to it, just so you can see. All right, so like I said, I'm concerned, you know, for the child, and you know, wanting to know what was going on. And when I get home, I'm going through the paperwork, because I think at this time my ex worked the evenings, I want to say. So he was, I guess he was called as soon as the accident had happened. I don't know the whole story. I don't, you know, I still don't know the whole story, and it's years later. So anyways, there's paperwork at the house. I get home, I start going through the paperwork. As I'm going through the paperwork, I'm like, why does, you know, I understand the little boy is going to have, you know, his father's last name. But I'm like, why does the, well, wife, but ex, this is what she, you know, is supposed to be. Why does she have the same last name as my ex-boyfriend? So I'm like sitting there looking at the paperwork. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So eventually he does call me and he tells me what's going on with the little boy. He had like surgery, and based on my understanding from back then, he had broken his leg. So in the car accident. So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know if it was the right thing for me to ask at that particular point. I don't think it was any right time to ask what I was going to ask. So I said to him, I'm see the paperwork that was left behind from the ambulance that, you know, your ex-girlfriend got into, and, you know, your child. And I noticed that her last name is your last name. What is up with that? So he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, the paperwork states that this is, her name is, let's say her name is, I don't know, Billie Jean, I don't know, Billie Jean Michael. The kid is something Michael, your name is whatever Michael. The mom got the same last name. So he's like, well, they must have made a mistake. So I'm like, okay. Again, I'm not trying to really push the situation too much, because I felt like that. Hold on, guys. Let me see how long I'm supposed to leave this mask on for. It doesn't really say. Oh, it says 10 minutes. It's already starting to feel a little bit tingly. I'm not trying to really say anything because I don't want to be a problem in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, he's already dealing with his son being in a car accident, and then I'm adding in this whole thing with the last name. But in back of my mind, I'm just like, something about this just doesn't seem right. The kid eventually gets out the hospital and everything. At this point, my ex was pretty much in and out the house. We had very different type of schedules, especially with his kid being in the hospital. So I really didn't have much of an opportunity to really sit down with him and have a conversation with him. But one day we just basically sat down and I'm just like, okay, what is going on? You telling me that this supposed to be ex-girlfriend of yours, they put the last name wrong. At this point, I think I had already started doing research online. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I was digging, like I was looking to see, you know, what was what with what. I mean, in the back of my head, I already knew what was what. It's just that I didn't want to believe that he lied to me a third time. I was just hoping that I wouldn't find anything. Now the adult version of me, because I go through these parts of my life and I really, you know, as I was explaining before, trying to dissect why I made the decisions that I made. Why did I stay? Why did you already knew that there was stuff going on? This person has already been deceptive. Why? And I just really keep coming down to, I didn't respect myself. I just wanted to solve everything. Like I wanted to be right. I think that part of him, I don't know, just looking in now, I think a part of him knew that. And that's the reason, part of the reason why he treated me the way that he treated me. I also think because I chose, I didn't leave. I chose to be treated that way. I'm not putting it all on him and saying that it's all his fault. But I allow for things to happen because I chose to just stay. I think a part of me stayed also because I feel like we women are taught to deal with whatever is going on. Like we're taught to, I think I was treating it like a marriage. In regards to putting him on this pedestal that he didn't deserve to be on. And at the same time, we women are raised to stick by our partner no matter what, whether they are not faithful, whether they are abusive, whether that's physical, mental. I think it is society. I think it is our own insecurities. I think that it is not loving ourselves, as I, mentioned earlier. I just really thought I can change him. I thought that I was special. And I'm not saying that I'm not special, guys. I'm not saying that. I just thought that there's no way that this person would treat me this way, even though he's been treating me this way. But I just really want to say, guys, that, I look at society today, I look at our youth today, and, and the funny thing is I think probably our grandparents and maybe great-grandparents thought the same thing about us. But I look at, and the reason why I share my story is because I see people making decisions that is not the right decision. And I'm sorry for the background noise, that's my dog. If this video, and as I say with my other videos, could help one person leave and get self-worth and just leave. I think that is one of the most scariest things to do, is leave something that you've been involved in. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people stay in circumstances that it's not the best for them. It's kind of like you don't know any better. You don't think you deserve any better. It's sad, but more so than it being sad, it's just, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And that's the reason why I put these videos out. It's the reason why I'm talking about this. Not only to just deal with the emotions behind it and try to, you know, find my own reasons of why why my life went in that particular direction. But also to be able to learn, myself learn, for you guys to learn from my mistakes. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and wash this stuff off my face, and I'm gonna go ahead and close the video when I get back. All right, guys, I forgot to turn the camera back on as I was washing my face, but I've gone ahead and washed that product off my face. At first it tingled, then it started to simmer down, but my skin feels good. I'm gonna put a little bit of toner on my face. Well, no, sorry. I'm not gonna put any, sorry. I forgot what step I was gonna do next. I'm gonna put a little bit of toner on my face. I don't have any more cotton rounds. I have, but I just don't feel like getting up to get them. So I'm just putting them in my hands and just pretty much pat into my face. And I guess the moral of the story, guys, is listening to that voice that's telling you something is not right. You know, I'm gonna go in with my the rose water now, just to spritz my face down. I hope that this video helped, guys. I mean, there's more to this story. There's gonna be another part to this story. It's not over, but I feel better that I've talked about it. I mean, I have not talked about this stuff with anyone. I haven't talked to anyone, not my therapist, not my mom, not family, not friends. I mean, I'm just saying that all to say is that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to open up to your community. Voice how you doing. Holding it in, it's not going to be good. It's not. You know, one of the things I think I saw somewhere is that when you hold these emotions in, it starts to affect other parts of your life. It starts to show up. And you don't realize it's showing up until it shows up. And then you're like, wow. Because you did not even expect it. You know, you try to figure out why you have this emotional type feeling. Why your relationships may not work. Why your thinking is a particular way. It really starts to show up, and then you're trying to figure out. And a lot of times we know what it is, but a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it, guys, a lot of us choose to run. We don't want to deal with the feelings that we're feeling. We don't want to deal with them. I mean, it's scary. But you gotta face them, because running away from them, they're going to show up somewhere else. And, you know, that's one of the things that I see in these children these days, is that a lot of them are dealing with a lot of stuff. Like, even like the Taraji P. Henson situation, she was talking about how, and I'm gonna close the video after this, but she was talking about how that she's in therapy. And one of the things that when she was growing up is that there would be like gunshots in her area, and the family would jump down on the floor, baby and all, you know, get on the floor, and after the gunshots are over, everybody returns back to their chairs like nothing happened. They was like, well, as long as you don't hear somebody's crying, a mother crying, or maybe a father crying, then you just go right back to what you were doing. Nobody really talked about there were gunshots in your neighborhood. Your whole family is on the floor. Nobody talked about that. That's a problem. It's going to show up somewhere else. You know, and she talks about how she has like this hard exterior. And she says a lot of times people, they'll either have this hard exterior and or they will be very weak. And she wound up taking on this hard exterior. She's now working through the emotions of her childhood, of understanding that it wasn't okay to be, you know, ducking the ground and dodge bullets flying. You know? Imagine how that it has impacted different parts of her life. Why she's probably made certain decisions in her life and done certain things. And she talks about, I believe she has a son, and how that's impacted her son. We all move this, we all transfer this over to the next generation. Whether you have children or not. You transfer it over to your partner. That's what I did. Because I'm choosing to run. And I'm sorry guys for the barking. For me, I'm tired of running. I'm tired. So here we are. This is the video. As I said before, I hope that you have gained something from it. And, you know, I'm not doing these videos for sympathy. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. I'm doing these videos as a tool to help me heal. For you guys to get to know who I am. And for me to help people make better decisions for themselves. He's going to start barking again. All right, guys, let's go ahead and end the video because this dog is not going to let me live my best life. All right, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, I appreciate that you give it a... He just would not let me close this out. If you have enjoyed the video, I appreciate that you give it a thumbs up. You subscribe, you hit the notification button, you hit the share button. God willing, next video, you will not get the barking of a dog. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.